Fellowshippers, what up? Welcome to the Fellowship Hall with the Twins and Rap. I am Rap, aka Big Ham, aka Nose, aka Smartest One in the Room, and I'm back with my fellas. Twin number one, Keith. Twin number two, Ken. Fellas, say hello to the people.
What's up, fellowship? It's your boy Ken, aka Odd Man Out. Thanks for tuning in today.
What's up, fellowshippers? How y'all doing? It's Keith, the moderator. You know me, I know you. Let's go ahead and get in it. And you know what we're doing. We've been doing it for a couple of weeks now. That's a show that at one point was one of our favorite shows, but this season has been letting us down a little bit, but we're going to get into it. And that's The Shy, Season 4, Episode 7. We're going to let the fellowshippers know what we thought about it, and then we want you to go in and let us know what you thought about it. So without further ado, Big Ham, kick us off with your reaction to this latest episode of The Shy.
Hey man, I actually thought this was the best episode of the season.
Really?
I actually did. Yeah, I thought it was the best episode of the season. Even though, watching The Shy kind of make me miss Insecure a little bit because I like how Insecure, how it's just Molly's life and Issa's life, and then kind of the extraneous things around it. So
Yeah.
in The Shy, we got a lot of different stories going on.
So
So it
many.
feels like it's jumping.
Yeah.
It's jumping. But I think I thought this was a really good episode because number one, you started to see that the fractions in the defund the police thing, which is absolutely true. Like, I'm as pro-black and as BLM as anybody, but I do understand that we cannot abolish the police.
Yeah.
Like, if we abolish the police in our communities, things would just go haywire, right?
Chaos.
So, and it's sad that we can't police ourselves
Yeah.
and discipline ourselves. I know I was riding around the part of my city, not riding around. I was shopping in the part of my city, and I was just like, man, these people just ignorant for no reason.
Really?
It's just like they just choose to be foolish.
True.
And so, but yeah, like, Trig trying to beat the policeman thing, but it ain't working out. Dude got killed. It was crazy how he got killed. It wasn't really a realistic thing, but it's the actual happening is realistic that Trig and those 11, 12 people can't police
A city.
a neighborhood or a city.
Right.
Yeah.
So that happened. That was sad to see, but good to see because it was true. The whole thing with Keisha, I did like her mother's initial reaction to Keisha keeping it. I can understand. I didn't like her reaction, even though it was a true and solid reaction.
Right.
I
real.
didn't like it. I expected her to be primarily supportive, and I thought she was being a little bit selfish too. And she kind of said it so much when she joked about being too young to be a grandmother.
Yeah.
I think she probably was thinking about that, thinking about how Keisha having a baby was going to affect her life, her free time more so than if the baby looked like the guy that raped her. So I thought that was a selfish reaction, but a real reaction. And so that was good television. Then I knew that she was going to eventually let her conscience beat her down and tell Dre. What I didn't like was Emmett being able to come in, and Emmett don't know her well enough to be able to tell that she's thinking about something. That was
Exactly.
just, tacky writing. And how is Emmett gonna be the one to come in? They don't. Emmett is cool with Kevin. He cool with Keisha. He don't know her like that to be able to look at her and tell that something going on. Even though she was jumping and out, jumping throughout the whole episode. I don't think Emmett was the right one to tell her. Dre should have recognized it long before Emmett should have. But anyway,
Even Jada, like I know she talked to Jada at the end, but Jada should have been the one to recognize it more so than Emmett. That was just they just interjected that in there just because Eminem was there, so let's just do it like that. Like made no sense whatsoever.
right.
Maybe Emmett got that third eye like Dre said she did.
But man, Emmett just now starting to understand what's going on in his life.
Right.
So how he able to, pick up what's going on like that. But anyway, so I thought the Emmett and Till scene, their scenes was kind of were kind of cool because you could tell that even though they try to do this new stuff, that they're kind of pulling together.
They still
which is
got love
cool
for
to
each other.
see. You kind of see
Yeah,
them tightening their bond up, which is cool to see because
that's
at
what I
one
want,
point in time I thought Tiff was gonna be leaving Emmett for the for
dude.
the one dude. I can't remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
Dante.
Dante, yeah. I thought she was
Trash
gonna
dude.
I thought she was really into Dante more than just a sexual thing. So
Mm-hmm.
um that was a little nerve wracking, but it seemed like they kind of tightening themselves up. The whole Jake, Papa, Kevin love thing, man, it's just wild, bro. It's just wild. But I'm glad that Kevin can kind of get his mind off of it. You know, he has something new, and we want to reference we want to reference our scene from the Best Man, but he got a new love interest. But it was kind of crazy that homegirl kind of told him, "Yo, I don't see
I
you
look
like
at you
that.
like
We can
that.
just be friends." So,
Mm-hmm.
but that was a realistic thing. It happened like that. Everybody that you have eyes for don't always have eyes back for you.
That's
So
right.
that was cool. Um, so I thought it was a good episode. I'm trying to see what else I thought was profound, but that was about it. That was about it, man. I thought it was a good episode. I just like the fact that we started to get some more real things as opposed to idealism that
Mm-hmm.
don't even happen. It was a couple tacky things that happened in that scene. The whole dude got killed with Trig was kind of tacky.
Yep.
Emmett Emmett looking into homegirl's soul and
Nina.
knowing she was guilty about something was tacky. But
Yep.
other than that, I thought it was, in my opinion, the best episode of the season.
Mm-hmm.
In the season that's been kind of bad, they've been getting hit over the head over social media bad. It ain't just been us trashing it. Our last podcast, we really came on our last podcast and aired them out, but
Yeah.
it ain't just us. So this probably the best episode of the season.
Okay. Ken, you want to go or you want me to go?
I can go.
All right.
So my thought about this episode is one word: weak.
Mm.
And it's sad. And you know what though? It's sad that Big Ham thought it was the best episode of the season, and it was so weak. And he's probably not wrong. That's the sad
Yeah,
thing about it. He's
that's the
probably
sad
not
Yeah,
thing.
wrong. It was a weak episode though. Like he touched on the whole Emmett and Kevin Ma and Nina, I think, aspect
Nina.
of it. And then at the end she ended up telling Dre after she told Jada, and that was weak to me. And again, like I complained about last week, it wasn't, when I thought you were cheating on me, I thought you and Jada had something going on. I was in a weekend state. I went out, I got
right.
drunk, I ended up being with somebody else. It was just like I slept with somebody else out of the blue,
For
like
no
it
reason.
happened. Exactly. Like it happened,
Tacky.
6 months ago or something
Who
like that.
knows
Tell the
exactly?
whole
Who
truth.
knows when it happened? Yeah.
Tell the
Exactly.
whole truth. Tell the whole
Provide
truth.
context.
I saw y'all sneaking around. I thought y'all was doing something, so I went and did something. Don't
Exactly.
just
Exactly.
say I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she can't justify it, but still, she can explain what was
Explain it.
going through her mind. And so
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was weak. And then the whole one thing that bothered me was at the end of the last episode, it was I want my baby back. And then they come back to this episode. She got the baby. They having a non-baby shower for her where she getting gifts and stuff, and they just don't even bring in. I think the lady's name was Octavia. They don't even bring her into the discussion or anything. I mean, the mama mentioned that Octavia understood and blah blah blah, but that's one of the interactions that they probably could have shown that would have added
Mm-hmm.
some sustenance to the show, to see them have dialogue, to show Octavia's understanding, and maybe even make us like Octavia more. But
Yeah.
they spending time on Kevin playing video games with this girl that don't want to be with him. They spending time on Jake and Gemma dancing in the room before they go to this because he asked her out to this party, and weak stuff like that. I thought the trap house scene it could have been something, but it had some realism to it. When they went in and they freed the girls, which I thought the padlocks on the doors was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But they freed the girls, and the girls were like, we ain't got nowhere else to go, and so okay, they're gonna turn this into the house for them to stay and stuff like that. So it
Should have
had
been
some weak
obvious from the get
moments.
go.
Should have been obvious from the get
Yeah.
go.
Should have been
Yep.
obvious from they fumbled that scene, man.
Yep.
Fumbled it.
And it's just it's stuff like that constantly happen that like this show used to be so great to us, and now we watch it out of loyalty only because
Mm-hmm.
we end up pointing out so many flaws and stuff in it. The whole Trig and the girl brother were Trig had calmed dude down. They were downstairs away from everything, and the girl and
Yeah.
her brother come back downstairs, and she's still telling her brother to beat him up. And then the
Force.
brother pulled a gun. Trig disarm him, and then the boyfriend just pick it up and immediately shoot him. It was rushed, and I don't think it was thought through well. And then
Bro,
dude, go ahead.
yeah, I'm sorry, but the thing about that fight was they had been fighting upstairs. It looked like the boyfriend got the worst of it. You don't beat nobody up, then come downstairs and pull a
Pull a
gun
gun
on
out last
Right,
minute.
right.
You open
It's
you.
up
Pull
with
a
weird,
it.
gun
man.
on after you got whooped.
Yep. And then I guess the last thing I end on is the whole sex party scenes with Emmett and Tip there. To me, that was just kind of out of place and bungled. Emmett walking downstairs, seeing the two women, the freaky split tongue thing was not
Freaky.
something that I didn't want to see. Freaky, yeah. And then Emmett asking if he can watch, and they like no. And that, to me, that didn't make sense. They didn't add to the show at all. That was if they wanted,
Oh, they got their
That's
part they
that.
wanted.
The
They
cis
got
stuff.
the cis. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
part
really
they
the
wanted got
idea.
there.
The
Cis men,
ideology
it's,
that
cis men
Rob was
don't
talking about. Ralph was talking about.
cis men don't what she say? Cis men don't
Don't get to talk.
don't
Something
not
like
they get
get
that.
to
the
talk. I think, initiate or something like that.
initiate. Don't
Oh,
get the
initiate.
initiate.
Yeah, initiate. Yeah, you're right.
So
That's the part they wanted to get out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like
And
again, man, agenda pushing is and
I know, man.
it's way too obvious.
It's
It's way
killing
too
the
obvious.
show.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let stuff happen like organic or
Yeah.
subtle. It's forcing it. And to me, that kind of took away from the episode. If they trying to show something about Emmett and Tiff's relationship, do what you're gonna do. But I don't know. It's like they cramming stuff down your throat, and it's
Exactly.
it's taken away from the show to me.
Yeah. Okay. I won't be too long because you guys basically hit it. So I had a couple of things based on what y'all said and what I said, what I had at first. I felt like the Nina Dre interaction at the end was just crazy. It made no sense.
No
Again,
sense.
again, so Dre finally comes to you and breaks down this Jada situation, and of course that was wrong, and it was late, but she finally did that. And so you wait a day or so, and then you basically do the same thing to her, just giving her the last bit of information without explaining the whole story, which I thought was crazy. It's no reason. It's no reason or rhyme or reason for her to do it like that. You gotta explain, and it's the same thing that Ken mentioned in past shows about the Tiff and Emmett situation. Like you just, hey, I cheated with and then you don't know when it was, what
Exactly.
happened, what surrounded it. It's just the afterthought of I cheated with her. And then they just react based on that. So I mean,
And then
obviously,
I'm sorry, twin, but the crazy thing about that is, you know, Nina would not have cheated on her in any other circumstance. She only
mhm.
did it because she was feeling revengeful.
She
Hmm.
thought she
The
was
only
doing
reason,
something to her. Exactly,
right?
exactly. And then the guilt of finding out why you would have I feel like she would have been open more to talk about it. Okay, so since we go ahead and since we started here or I started here, let me go ahead and ask you guys a question. If this situation were to come up to you, not as you, but as Nina, I think Nina has to go to her grave with that secret. What do you guys think?
Hey man, I think so too.
I
Hmm.
mean, that's the only way to avoid
I
this
think
whole
so
mess
too.
that they're going through right now.
Exactly. I think in Nina case, she should go to her grave with it. That's my take. I'm not saying that's how I would
It's
do it
not
in my
right,
real
but
life.
that's probably
Yeah,
what she had
but
to
that's
do.
what she should have did in this fictional TV situation. All right,
Can I make? Let me make one real quick
And you know
comment, Keith,
what? That's what
that
happened
I
most times in
forgot
real
to.
life.
Uh,
Most people don't tell; they just move on with their life.
yeah, that's true. That's
Only
true.
on TV do people tell themselves all the time like that.
Uh, Go ahead,
really?
Ken.
Yeah, man, people don't tell themselves in real life.
I
I
think
don't
most
know,
cases,
man. I
Rav is
think
right. I
if
think most cases, it's some good people, they make a mistake and then they, not saying people are bad, everybody make mistakes, but I'm saying there's some people that's got this special thing in their heart that they want to get it off their chest so they will tell. But it's also some that, they may feel bad about it, but they know that it may cause deeper problems if they do tell. So if there ain't no
Right.
reason for it to come back up, then they'll keep it, which is kind of what I'm saying about Nina, honestly.
All right,
What
I'm
were you gonna
sorry.
say, Ken?
I had one more flaw that I meant to bring up during my reaction. And
Go ahead.
so, speaking of Dre and Nina and Jada and this whole secrecy and how this whole situation started, now you guys forgive me if I'm wrong. The timeline might be off, but Dre, finally confessed to Nina through tears, and then a day or maybe 2 days later, Jada
Jada
full
shaved her.
gone bald head over at their house. You know what I mean? So that's the stuff that bothers me. This is the secret that was so secret that it didn't broke up this relationship. And then as soon as as soon as Nina find out, Jada going bald and coming over to their house to
Yeah.
give Keisha presents for the baby. That was another thing that I'm like, huh? Okay, I guess they going. I guess they're gonna do it like this.
Yeah, I think they didn't want to. They didn't kind of show the timeline, but you're right. Like when Jada was at the table with her new hairstyle, like nobody was asking questions about her. It was all about Keisha. So it was almost like that. They had known, they had dealt with it, and now they were past it. But you're right. The timeline. We don't know the timeline, so we don't know. Honestly, we don't know how long it took Keisha to get the baby back. We don't know any of that stuff, so we just have to
Yeah,
assume.
that's what I was
But
gonna say.
we
We don't
know
really know
we
the
know
time.
it was less than we know it was no more than 4 days. And you
Yeah, I
know
mean,
why I said it? Because the lady had the baby for at least 3 days or so. And then Keisha said in
7 days.
Octavia's culture it took
Hmm.
7 days. So we know
Yeah.
it was no more than 4 days, man.
Yeah. No, what I was gonna say, Ken, like I
That's true.
completely agree with you and understand what you're saying, but I think for the purpose of the TV show, we kind of supposed to imagine that more time has passed, I guess. But when you
You can't
looking at
imagine
it,
it if they giving you
Imagine
time.
if it happened.
exactly. When you looking at it though, it looks kind of crazy. All right, let me get back to my reaction.
My
So,
bad.
one thing I wrote down was Kevin can't get no love. So
Oh
poor
Lord.
Kevin, Kevin. I still feel like Kevin doing some things he shouldn't be doing though. So
Yes.
I can't be. Kevin is like our second protagonist or whatever, but I can't be too mad at the situations he finding himself in because it seems like
Man,
he's spiraling down on his own.
Yeah.
they done made Kevin a jobber, man. I hate it. You
Hey,
know how wrestling back in the
Kevin,
day,
yeah, Kevin
wrestling had
going to
little
the
jobs
match.
go through. It
Kevin
was just
going to the match
strange,
first,
and
and
the
The
superstar
Rock
come there
is
and
the
just
one.
kill him.
Yeah.
They done made Kev a jobber, man. Everybody just get off on Kev.
Yeah, and so if I can finish my reaction again, um, I feel like this Amani Trigg stuff is totally unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's totally unrealistic. Now, of course, you can have love for these girls, but them going to the house and saving these girls and then trying to figure out what to do with them girls, I feel like that's a little unrealistic. And also with the Trig and the brother and the dude, more unrealistic stuff that's playing out. Now, I understand what they're saying. They're probably trying to put this defund the police with real world, which I understand the premise and it makes sense, but the Trig and Money connection is a little weak to me. One thing I did like about the show, and I agree with Rav, this was probably one of the better shows this season, and it wasn't even that great, but it was the better show of the season. Was I was happy to see Gangster Duda for a second when he went in the house with Nook.
Mm.
I don't like this mayor. I don't like this mayor version of him. I don't even like this version of him, even though it makes sense of him trying to give advice to Trig or ask Trig what's on his mind. I don't really care for that. I like the gangster dude better myself. And when he kind of yelled at Nook and whatever, I was like, okay, see, this is the character that I did like a little bit at some point. Like he wasn't really a likable character anyway, but this part of him was the one that we were introduced to kind of first, and that's who I did like.
We're
Um,
gonna see. We're gonna see if the writers are really real. Because if they really real, in an episode or two, Nuck gonna come through and peel trees cap.
yeah, or attempt to, or
Attempt to.
attempt to,
If
yeah.
if they really real. Or Imani, one of them gonna
Get
get
him
their
money
cap
by
peeled by
mistake.
Nuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
So
really real. We'll see.
another thing that I didn't think was really realistic was Big Mike stopping that boy from robbing their car, trying to break into their car. These are hardcore, stone cold drug dealers and murderers. And you telling me that they gonna see this little dude trying to break into a car and go, A, it's not their car, and so they would even care, and B, go talk to him and try to talk him out of it or tell them how to live their life right.
And the little boy not gonna be strapped
Don't get me wrong, the message is positive, but
in
the
Chicago. He not strapped. Come on,
the
man.
message is positive, but the way it played out on TV was completely unrealistic to me. And finally, I don't know if you guys caught the preview for next show, and
I caught it.
I don't want to jump ahead, but
Jump
it looks
ahead.
like Gemma gonna be flip flopping, and
Jealous.
that
I'm jealous.
again makes me think that this Gemma, Jake, Kevin, Papa, Maisha's storyline I'm really not feeling this season.
Hey, as a middle school teacher, that's probably the most realistic thing going on the show.
I'm sure it's just not that
I
entertaining to
see it
me.
every school year all the time.
Yeah,
I see it every school year all the time.
yeah. Okay. Oh, lastly, I said that was last, but last is the sex party. So Kendrick said he didn't really like it. I didn't like it so much, but I did like the interaction between Emmett and Tiff during the sex party. So I did actually like it overall. It was kind of crazy. It was kind of out there, but the Emmett and Tiff interaction, I'm really loving on this show. Like, when she came and he was like, "Hey, we close," and then she sat on his lap and stuff. You know, that's the Emmett and Tiff that I want. So that's what I'm really liking. And then the sex party, I was worried that one of them was gonna get caught up in something, but they didn't. They ended up together at the end in a sense. So I like the scene myself, Ken. I know you said you didn't like it or it was kind of out of place, but I think it
I
played a
liked it.
purpose.
I liked it up until I heard the word six. And I was like, it
Well,
was
They
I
ended
wasn't
it.
focusing on that. I wasn't focusing on that.
They ended it getting ready to go into a relationship with two other people. Looks like.
Potentially.
I don't know.
I mean, even though the
well,
question
no,
they asked,
it's like there was more advisory than
then like
than about
relationship,
what about they about to do some
yeah,
singing.
yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see. Or maybe we won't, and that might be good. All right, fellowshippers, make sure you go
That'll be
into
great if we don't see.
All right, fellowshippers, make sure you go in the comments. Let us know what you thought about this show, episode 7, season 4. And let us know if you agree with us or disagreed, and just tell us what's on your mind. So now we're gonna get into our one of our old faithful segments, the love, hate, or meh. We're gonna what we say which character we love this episode, which character we hated, and which character we could have kind of did without. So Ken, we're gonna let you get started with your love of the episode. You know what? No, I'm gonna start it off. I'm sorry, I'm gonna start it off. My love for this episode was Keisha. And it was almost Tiff because for some reason I really like Tiff and she didn't do anything crazy in this episode, so she was
Bias.
gonna be my love. I like Tiff, but
Yeah,
I also
but you
like
can't.
that
You
you
can't.
He
can't you
may
You
can't
can't.
love
love
some
her.
Tiff,
You
man.
can't love her just
It's
just because
always
you
Tiff,
like her
Tiff, Tiff,
character.
Tiff, Tiff, Tiff.
My love for this episode was Keisha. And it was because she wanted to love her baby and she wanted to raise her baby, and she was telling her family, the baby gonna be a part of me. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, and I like that. And then the last part that really put her over the top for my love was her deciding to name the baby Ronnie. I didn't care for Ronnie for a lot of the shy, and but he was trying to get his life together the whole time, and I did appreciate that. And then for Keisha, because for some reason his name never crossed my mind when I was thinking what she was gonna name the baby. I thought she might have named the baby after her dad when she talked to her mom. And then when they showed Ronnie in the saving her, I was like, oh man, if she says she gonna name the baby Ronnie, then that'll actually make the most sense out of this whole season. And then when she decided to do that, that put her over the top. So she was battling Keisha, she was battling Tiff, mind you. And when she named the baby Ronnie, then I knew that Keisha was gonna be my love.
Right. Yeah. I like it would have been no Keisha or no little baby Ronnie if it wasn't for Ronnie.
Right.
Exactly,
So yeah,
exactly.
that was a good job to name the baby Ronnie. I like that.
Yeah, Ken, what's your love for this?
Yeah, my love is Keisha. You
Okay.
verbatim said everything I was gonna say. Because honestly, I didn't think that she was gonna name the baby Ronnie. I
Me
was
neither.
thinking she was gonna name it after her dad. Because he passed away in season 1.
Yeah, season
So
2 or 1.
I thought 1, but I might be wrong. But either way, that was a surprise, and that's something that this show hasn't really done a lot for me
That's a good
recently.
point.
And
That's a
that was
good point.
a unexpected surprise that a pleasant surprise actually.
Yeah.
So, Keisha,
Yeah, Ken, and that's a great point that you mentioned that it was a unprepared surprise, a pleasant surprise. And the thing is, it's almost like the show has pushed Ronnie out of existence or as far away from our memory as possible, and then for them to bring him back like this, I thought
He
I
is
thought that was one of the good
he
things.
is out of existence.
Well, you know what I mean. Like they erased every mention of Ronnie.
yeah,
But go ahead, Rav. What was your love?
My love, even though he didn't have much screen time, my love was Papa, man.
Hmm.
So Papa is just a real friend, man. Papa, like, he was like, bro, you dead wrong for taking care of girlfriend. He told him, but then he was like, all right, man, look, since you done got her now,
Hmm.
this is what you need to do this. I just thought that was real. At least he told him, man, you wrong, man. Kevin out, boy. You wrong. And
I'm okay with Papa. He
Yeah,
wasn't my love, but I'm okay with him for
I
you.
mean, he was only in the show 2.5 minutes, but
Hmm.
I mean, there was nothing else to love about the show, really. Outside, I mean, come on, what else was there
Okay.
to love outside of
Uh,
y'all made some good points about Keisha, but there was nothing else to love, bro. I mean, I'm grasping at straws here.
okay. So flip it around, Rav. What was your hate for the show?
My hate is the whole defund the police thing going on with Trig and them. That
Okay.
whole storyline, I just hate it. It's just
Hmm.
tacky. It's
Hmm.
not realistic.
It's kind of
Everything
realistic,
that
right?
comes out of it is just fumbled. The dude get the brother get killed by the boyfriend. That
Yeah.
was just not a smart scene. That
Hmm.
was fumbled. The whole going in and saving the girls is being trafficked. Fumbled.
Yep.
Not realistic. Dude, I was supposed to be a mayor, but he still got a gangster. He's supposed to be a gangster. Trig supposed to be the head of the gang. We ain't heard nothing about the gang. The Trig supposed to be in the head of since. Is the
Nope.
gang the new police?
Who
All person
knows?
for the gang I see is the right hand
Big
man
Mike.
to the Trig,
Big
the dude with the
Mike.
dread.
Yeah.
That's
Big
Hmm.
all
Mike.
I see. So we heard nothing about how Trig running the gang. All we seen is Trig running around trying to be the ghetto police.
Yeah.
So then they go and get Nuck out of there, and Nuck just walk off. And we know Nuck hard. Nuck
Hmm.
put a gun in Kev's face.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so he just walk off and leave like it's nothing. And these girls all in here locked up. And then the most realistic thing that came out of it was they like, what we gonna do now? We ain't got no family, we ain't got no
That's
friends.
true.
Y'all just
Yeah.
gonna kick us out here. What we gonna do? Y'all put us in the streets.
Right.
Hmm.
And so when the first thing you should have done was let's fix this up and make this a place where these girls can live
And
and
be safe.
flourish on their own or live and try
Yeah.
to get some kind of semblance of normalcy on their own. They had to go through a whole realization, but they're like, why you gotta go through a realization process? Oh, well, let's let them stay here.
Hmm. Yeah.
Let's fix this. Let's fix this abandoned property up
At least
that the
it
gang
came.
owns and let them stay here. You had to go through a realization process for that. That whole defund the police. I hate that whole storyline.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
got
but
you.
I think it's art imitating life because a lot of people feel like that could potentially be something that's effective when clearly
It won't
it's
be.
I mean,
not.
it's 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 imitating life because of the topic right now, but the only place that has really done it is Portland.
Mm,
Really?
Nobody else has no legislator has went and defunded police funds other than the city of Portland.
mhm. Also, I think people mistake defund the police with erasing the police. It's not
Right.
Right.
really that. It's
No.
taking some of the funds from the police department or that normally goes to the police department and spreading it somewhere else to, I don't
Right.
know, somehow
But
support the
they
city in a
said
different way.
defund the police, but then they pushed the police completely out of the hood.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
yeah.
It's tacky. It's what it is. It's
It's
tacky.
tacky. Ken, what about your hate?
This is gonna be a tough one, man. Because this is something that's been going from the start of the show. But my hate right now is the whole Kev, Jake, Gemma, Papa, Maisha storylines. I'm sorry, man, but these scenes are not adding any value to the show
They're
at
not.
all, man. And like
Today's for
Jake
sure.
and Jake and Gemma, this budding relationship or whatever it is boring to me.
Hmm.
And then I don't know why Papa cutting out pictures of Maisha to make a collage or something. I don't know. That was boring to me. And then Kevin, Kevin, they showing Kevin spiraling downward. He done dyed his hair. He trying to get with this girl that don't want him now. And then
Yeah.
I think at the party in the preview, like he dancing with some other girl that made Gemma jealous. And him and Gemma talking about it like she's jealous of it. And
You
I don't know,
want me
man.
back?
The kid
Yeah.
scenes are taken away from the show for me. And it's a lot to take away from the show. So it's crazy that we're gonna say that I'm gonna say these guys are the ones that I hated the most. But we talking about this episode only, and it's the kid scene, the kid storyline, all of them.
Honestly, man, the kid
All of them.
storyline used to be well, actually the whole show used to be strong, honestly. But the kid
Yep.
storyline used to be very strong for this show. It was like a different view of life. So we had the life of Brandon or an adult male, even Emmett with the shoe business, and then we had this middle school or young school type stuff dealing with that type of stuff, and it was good. And now it's like, I agree with you, Ken. I mean, it's
They were
not my
dealing with
hate.
real life stuff though. Remember at the beginning,
Yeah,
witnessing a murder, having
yeah,
the murderer chase them, and and things like that. And then
yeah.
now it's like kid stuff. You know, it's like Degrassi Junior High or something like that, man. I don't
Yeah,
want to see that.
you don't want to see it, but I disagree with you. I think what's going on now is more realistic than a kid seeing a murderer and running from a murderer and chasing the murderer down. Like
I think both of them
Kale saw Ronnie kill dude, and then Kale went and chased Ronnie down. That that's not really realistic.
He didn't chase Ronnie down.
Yeah, he did. Remember in the park.
Ronnie was
Ronnie
chasing
was chasing
Kevin.
Kev.
Yeah, Ronnie was chasing Kale. I mean, Ronnie was chasing
Hmm
Kale, but that's not really realistic.
But check this
Like
out. I didn't say it
there's
wasn't
little love
realistic.
triangle stuff going on realistic,
He didn't say it wasn't
but
realistic.
I
He
do
said
agree
he
with.
didn't. He wasn't
I don't
interested
think
in
it's
it.
Right.
taken away from the show. What I think it is doing is you kind of see it just don't fit with everything else that's going on
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
And that's
So
why
I
it's
mean,
taken
I think
away
that
because it
takes
doesn't
away.
fit.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
it's taken
I
away because
agree.
it doesn't fit.
I kind of feel like these folks need their own spinoff or something.
It
Like
won't make it.
It's not the show though,
follow,
man. The show
but
the
you know what I'm
show is
saying?
all of them.
Like I feel like they should have their own separate show where it's just showing like just their whole, you know what I'm saying, just their whole thing going on. Try to fit them into all this stuff that's going on.
Yeah,
It's
The
kind of weird.
shy
But
high school years.
but like what I said initially, it's so much stuff going on,
that's the
and I
problem.
think
That's the
that's
problem.
taken away from it more so than this particular scene.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree.
I
I
mean, this
agree
particular
with
storyline.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my hate because we up against it. My hate for this episode and potentially a lot of the season is I hate to put it on one person, but I'm gonna have to. Is Nina? I'm tired of Nina's whole interaction with this storyline. So Rav mentioned it a little bit, even though that wasn't so out of the ordinary or out of the left field for me with her talking to Keisha. So I agree. She gotta let Keisha know what's what, but she might could have did it a little bit better or came off a little bit better. And then her interaction with Emmett was terrible in this show. And then lastly, her interaction with Dre last few episodes with not just directly confront her and then sneaking around and then going and doing what she's doing. And then the way she brought it up at the end. Yeah, I'm not gonna go hold it any longer. Nina was my hate for this episode, just the way things were going with her throughout the whole show. Ken, go ahead
Okay.
and give us your meh.
Yep, my man. Episode 7.
Ken is breaking down walls.
I'm sorry, man. That's what it was. I started out my reaction saying it was weak. So episode 7 is my meh.
Ouch. Okay. Again, me and Rev feel like this was probably one of the stronger episodes, especially because Duda and Tracy weren't in it. So that's definitely gonna make it stronger. But anyway, my meh, and it's gonna kind of be along with Ken's hate was kind of the whole Kev, Gemma, all that stuff. The way that's turning out, I'm like, I really don't care about it right now. So that's my meh. The Kevin, Gemma, Jake, Papa, Maisha. Jake,
New girl that
Papa,
played video games with Kevin.
Maisha, new girl. Yeah, new girl. Oh my goodness. It is what it is. Big Ham, finish it out with your man.
I wish I had went first because Ken stole my thunder. My bet is the shot season 4.
Okay, okay. Ralph is breaking down newer walls.
The whole season. It's just,
Yeah.
bro. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but I was on social media and saw how everybody hated like the
The
last season
last
again, like
season.
the last season and a half of Game of Thrones.
The finale
Every-
was trash.
Everybody just talking about how trash it was, and I feel like, man, what happened?
Yeah, it's bad,
Like
man.
I used to look forward to watching this show,
Yes.
and now it's like, damn, you gotta watch the show so we can review it.
The soundtrack or the random songs be pretty good in it. I'll give them
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
saw.
say
I,
something,
I heard.
man.
I heard the remake of the D'Angelo produced "You Will Know" on there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, that
that
was
was
a good one.
good.
I'm gonna say something, man, real quick. Ray brings up a good point, man. He brought up Game of Thrones and now he's talking about the Shy and stuff. And it's a lot of times, man, these shows can't last. They
Mm-hmm.
can't keep coming up with new or good material. Now, I'm hoping I'm not gonna break anybody's hearts or anything like that, but Snowfall so far hasn't disappointed me.
It has
So
not.
Ozarks so far has not disappointed me. Ozarks
It has
only in
not.
like what 3 seasons or 2 or 3 seasons, so
They
it's
seen
I
got
the
think
some
this
last
time.
one.
this last season right here.
They getting in and they getting out while they still on top, and it much as it hurts for us to lose some of these shows, that might be the right way to do it. And this is only
Yeah.
what Shy's episode
Fourth
season
season.
4,
Season 4.
Fourth season.
but
Yeah,
it's
that, hey,
it's a watered down season, man. It's like they just trying to milk it. They still got people watching, and so they milking it, trying to get as much money out of it as possible, and it's hurting the show.
Ken, man, you hit the nail on the head because I remember hearing Issa say it's gonna be the last season. I was like, hey, Issa, why,
Insecure.
man? I love
Mm-hmm.
Insecure. It can't end,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like it's probably the sweet spot.
What
Like
else can we
at
do?
some
Yeah.
point in time, you're gonna reach a
Right.
law of diminishing returns to where we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
start hating it. So
Exactly.
go ahead and knock it out. And same thing with Ozark. Like, dang, Ozark, it's only
It's so
season 4.
good. Yeah.
But like the longer it drags out in these type of shows, the longer it drags out, it's probably going to end up getting to where you get tired of it because they kind of same thing happened with
Power.
what's my show on Netflix with Kevin Spacey on it,
Oh, House of
House of
Cards.
Cards.
I never watched it.
Me either.
House of Cards, it was 5 season 1, 2, and 3. I didn't even watch the last. I didn't even watch the last 2 seasons.
Well, you
It
don't know
got
if they're
bad.
good or not. You don't know if they're good or not, then, do you?
I tried. I couldn't do
Oh,
it.
okay.
It was
Oh,
trash.
okay. But even with Power, like Power is probably my top show, and it was great while it was there. But I think towards the end,
They get weak. They got
they
weaker.
kind of start
The
making some
writing
poor
got
decisions for
ridiculous.
Ghost. Exactly.
The
Ghost is
writing got
our
ridiculous.
yeah. All right, let's not talk about any other shows on the Shy. We'll get a Shy's flowers right now, and then we'll take him to the funeral because it's probably about time for it to go. Based on this season. All right,
And
Big Ham.
speaking of Power, not excited about Raising Canaan at all. What about y'all?
Why not?
I don't know. I gotta see, man.
Yeah, I got to
I,
see it
Because
first.
we
I would
didn't
have rather
know.
saw
We didn't
Force.
know.
I would rather saw Force.
But we thought we didn't think Tyreek was gonna be good, and Tyreek was really good.
Tyreek was
No, no,
really
no,
good.
no, 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 no. Y'all didn't think Tyreek's gonna be good.
Well, we didn't like Tyreek. We didn't like Tyreek though.
I've been team Reek for yeah. I've been team Reek.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. But it was good though. It was good. All right, Big
It
Ham,
was
go ahead and
good.
close out the Shy episode.
Hey,
7.
real quick. Speaking of shows that don't get old over time, the Fast and Furious franchise. No matter how ridiculous they get, I
Oh
will
my
watch them
god.
forever.
Go ahead and close us out, Rav. We talking about too many other shows. That's because the Shy's so bad. Go
That's
ahead,
right.
Rav.
Nothing is stronger than family, huh?
That's right.
Hey, I don't need the Shy when I got family.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god. Hey man, we appreciate y'all for coming out and watching, coming to the fellowship hall with the fans of rap, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of the shot. It's not a fluff review. We just tell the truth how we feel, man. And
Yeah.
hopefully you guys get some revelations out of it. Sadly, some of y'all may agree. Hopefully some of y'all don't agree and think it's great. And
Yeah.
that's good.
Right.
But look, follow us on our YouTube page, The Fellowship Hall, Facebook page, The Fellowship Hall. Follow me on social media, Raphael Hammond. It's RAPHEAL. And on Instagram and Twitter at HamDog22. Hey, thanks for coming to the Fellowship Hall with us. We see y'all next time. Until then, be blessed.
Be
Be
blessed.
blessed, fellowshippers. Hey, I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Not anymore. Not anymore.